He's like, yeah, check this out. And he puts it on, and he, you know, select however he makes it work. And like I saw it, and it's like you're in there. And that was 5 years ago.
See, but I don't believe that. I feel like you're still watching a TV. No, I did the Oculus. It was weird.
You saw porn?
No, not porn.
Yeah.
Like a video game. It was interesting, but I don't know. I don't think it'll work.
I mean, it's totally unrealistic for like us. I mean, like what, you know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna like go hide in your bathroom with a headset
separate
on?
room.
You know what I mean?
Like 18-year-olds
Separate apartment.
Like, you
Instead of having the mortgage,
apartment.
instead of having the mortgage, you just got a fucking panic room. You know?
Yeah, that's the only place to do it.
Well, I mean, first you're gonna have to get buy-in from the old lady. You're gonna have to be like, all right, listen, this is what I'm doing. You know?
You'd ask permission?
You'd have to, because where else are you gonna?
You can't ask permission.
Imagine
know about
going and being
permission.
like, listen, like, you know, VR's really advanced itself. I think I need my own fucking space where I can be alone with my mask. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
I feel like that's where she gets super rich and also becomes obsolete at the same time.
I think you've said that before.
I think she's destined to be on whatever, like she's going to be like Oprah.
You think so?
I think so.
That's so crazy to me.
Write it down, record this.
Like Ellen Oprah?
We are recording this?
Like Ellen Oprah?
Yeah, but I mean, maybe not so mean. She seems like a nice person. Like Ellen was mean, right? That was a thing.
I think that was the thing. Behind the scenes, she was mean. I'm sure Oprah wasn't that nice
I mean,
behind the scenes.
I'm gonna be like, I'll play devil's advocate on myself because like I'm a dude and like I don't like see the, I don't know, like she's not like I don't see her and I'm not like, oh wow, she's really talented and good at what she does. Like I just kind of think she's
Yeah, but
could
what
talk
have you
shit.
seen of her?
You don't
I mean, I've seen
successful.
enough clips.
Some clips.
Yeah,
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm
I
talking
know-
about the long form, her ability to have a conversation with somebody that's interesting in the same way that Joe Rogan does. I think it's exactly the same.
you think she's good on that level?
I
Is
think
that
so.
the dry girl?
Are you just saying that because you're a male
Is that
feminist?
the girl who's like super dry?
What do you mean?
The girl who's like
No.
Oh,
That girl, what was her name?
That was her former partner, right?
she was cute
No.
though.
No, he's talking about the Bobby, whatever her name was.
Oh, her. She's funny.
She is funny.
Her former partner is weird.
She's terrible. She's
like
like a terrible girl.
Fucking skinny ghost who just posts like fucking
She's like
underwear
when I
photos
go
of
out
herself.
when I go out on fucking dates, I make them show me their bank app. I need to know how much money they have. I'm like, wow, all right,
God.
okay.
Sounds like a terrible person.
Yeah, man. So what's up, guys? We're back.
So many things over here.
Megan's in Switzerland. Kurt's freaking out over the fucking things.
A lot of things.
Yep. There's always things. They're going to come. They're going to go. They'll be there sometimes. Sometimes they won't.
Are you sure all the cameras? Because you know that he's gonna fucking freak out. Are you good?
I'll double check
All right.
just to make sure. So
Because
because
we
No,
moved.
I trust you.
I got that. That was a good one.
That's when you let me down the most, though.
When you trust him?
When I get to the level where I'm like, you know, Kurt's seems like he's got it together lately, then boom.
It's kind of like the
Something
story of
doesn't
my life.
record, you
That's
know?
pretty much the story of my life. That's how
the
my
story-
life goes.
That's the story of most people in my life.
Yeah?
You know?
So I fit right in.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You're just another character
I don't want to be a little
I hope
bit.
he doesn't feel that way about me,
in
secretly.
the video game.
He feels a lot of different ways about you. He just
man.
hides it. What?
I don't feel anyways.
You feel a lot of ways. I think you think a lot
About what?
when you're by yourself about everything.
I don't have time.
You don't go right to sleep.
I don't have time to think. I just read a whole new like productivity book.
How do you have time to read all these books?
What do you mean?
I don't know where you find the time.
Learning.
Legos, books, podcasts.
Yeah, they're all
TV.
they're all modalities. You love that word.
I don't know what that word means.
They're all just modalities.
Do you go to sleep or do you pass out?
What?
You know what that question is. Do you
yeah,
go to sleep or do you pass out?
I go to sleep.
I think I fall asleep a lot on the couch.
I hate that.
So you're passing out.
Well, I don't hate it so much as I hate that my wife always like makes me feel like I did something wrong.
Because you passed out on the couch?
Yeah.
I get that too.
It's like, Jonathan, let's go to bed. We're going. Can you go to bed, please? And I'm like, what? Who cares? What if I slept on this couch the whole fucking night?
It's tough to go to bed at the same time.
Oh, we don't go to the bed at the same time.
Okay.
I do that to my wife. I'm the one like, come on, let's go to bed. Let's go upstairs.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like falling asleep on the couch is cool. staying on the couch the whole time, like sleeping on the couch is not cool. I don't like. It's not comfortable.
Sometimes if I pass out on the couch, I just stay on the couch because why ruffle the feathers? You know what I mean?
You'll sleep the whole night on the couch?
Sometimes. I mean, I'm up at 2:45, so it really doesn't matter.
I can't get a good night's sleep on the couch.
If I like wake up and it's 1, I'm not going to go into my bed.
Interesting.
And sometimes I do it on purpose. If I slept in the bed like 4 nights in a row and I have a little bit of a snoring issue. So sometimes I'm like, you know what? Let me stay out here. Maybe she'll get a good night's sleep. She doesn't.
We just had, when we were on vacation, we just had a situation where we stayed in 2 different places, and one of the places we stayed in had 2 queen-size beds in the room.
Ooh, did you separate like all in the family?
So first night, we get in there, and it's me, her, and the dog in the bed. And so the first night we get in there, and we're in the same bed, and there's another like nice full queen-size bed just laughing at me.
You were looking at it.
So we always talk about that and how every time we go somewhere where that's the situation, we never sleep in a separate bed.
Right.
But
sounds like a good idea.
We did it after the first night because it was just too small with the dog and everything, and the middle of first when we went to bed, she was like, "Why don't you sleep in the other bed?" And I was like, "No, I'll sleep in this bed." And then halfway through the night, I got up, my back was fucking killing me.
Out of here.
The dog, and then I was like, left the dog there. Probably the first time in a long time that I've slept in a bed by myself.
By yourself.
No dog, no wife.
Did you like it?
I don't know. It was all. I struggle with sleeping away from my own bed.
I struggle a lot.
To me, I feel like it has all to do with the pillows.
I think it has a lot to do with the
pillows. Like when I'm in a hotel, it 99% of the time has to do with the pillows.
You bring your own pillow?
I've thought about it.
I thought about it too.
I actually saw a video of somebody who does like a lot of traveling, like for, I think they're like a speaker or something, and they're like, life hack, I bring my own pillow with me, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
that's kind of smart.
It's a little big fucking commitment.
It's a little weird because it's like, where you're going to pack that thing up and you're just going to hold it. Like
that's a big piece of fucking real estate to be carrying around.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're going to show up with the pillow underneath your arm. Like it's kind of weird.
I mean, if you're going to be somewhere for a week though, I think it's a really good idea.
I've been at hotels that they give you a pillow selection, which is really cool. They have different like options.
Do you like drape your head on each one?
Test them.
See what you like.
Like I need a pillow. I can't have a thick pillow. I need like a pillow that's kind of soft for the head.
You like the cotton. You like the little cotton balls.
Yeah, but then I need a thicker boy behind that one.
Oh man, you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
My thing with the pillows is like you can always.
And then I need one for my knees.
I feel like you can. Oh, that's gay.
That's gay. That's gay. Just put the fucking blanket in between there. Come on.
I need this guy said I need a body pillow.
I need a husband pillow.
Are you pregnant?
Yeah, I like the knee pillow.
I just feel like that you can always like. There's so many pillows usually in a hotel room because they probably extra ones in the closet.
Sure.
Like you can always like adjust, like you could double up on the back pillow. Now you got 3 pillows. Like
the back pillow
always make it work. Always make it work.
You don't think about how gross hotels are? Like that never comes to your head? No.
I mean, most of the hotels that I go to are not gross.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way, but once I lay down, I just think about people who've been in that bed.
Really?
Yeah.
They change the sheets like 3 times a day.
I brought my own sheets to Delaware, but I still felt weird.
Did you stay in like Motel 7?
No,
Were you
we
in an
stayed at
Airbnb?
like a place, like a house.
Yeah.
It still felt weird.
That's always hit or miss.
First 2 days.
I haven't done a lot of that.
And this happened to me last time we went away. I'm dreaming so bizarrely that it's like hallucinating.
I've had
Like
that.
I'm hallucinating and I don't know what reality is. And then when you're like, when you're laying on your back and you really do fall asleep, but you don't think you fell asleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm hallucinating at that point too.
Were they like sexy dreams?
No, they're very scary. Like things are going on in my life
Because
that are
like
just
you're
wild.
kind of aware that you're dreaming, but you're not awake and you're not completely asleep.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
like somewhere in between. It's like they call it lucid dreaming.
And this almost like came to a point where like I was like telling myself I'm not dreaming and I'm still hallucinating to the point where I got to go to the bathroom and like gain my composure.
I had a dream like that
It's fucking crazy.
when I was in college on St. Patrick's Day. I was fucked up and I had a thing like that. And I thought like it was really scary because I was like awake,
Yeah.
but I wasn't awake, and like I was like dreaming about like the end of the world, and like I was like floating in a castle like above the fucking sky, and like the world was like the sky went black, and like everything was like crumbling.
Yeah, that's like really not close to reality though.
But I knew that I was, you know what I mean? Like I knew that I was in the bed. I knew that like I was, like I wasn't completely awake and I wasn't completely dreaming. Like I knew that I was dreaming.
Yeah,
like I was aware of the fact that I'm laying in a bed, I am sleeping, dreaming, but I'm not. It was very, very weird thing. There are people that like study how to do that, like
track your dreams?
on command, like
to go into a dream. I used to be able to go back
into
a dream.
lucid dreaming.
I used to be able to do that.
It's a thing.
I used to always be at an ATM in an alleyway, and I would get shot in the back.
Whoa.
And then I would like fall to the ground and see my own blood, but I would know I was dreaming.
Interesting.
That was wild.
Like recurring dreams?
Yeah, and I would almost like laugh in it because I knew at some point in that dream I would like be like, this is totally a dream, and now I'm gonna get shot.
I had a weird recurring dream of my knees like not like
Pinocchio.
like my knees don't, like I start to run and like my knees don't work.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
that's weird.
That's weird.
I have a lot of like punching dreams when my punch doesn't do anything. Like I just punch like a feather. You know what I mean? Like, and that scares me.
Life's weird.
Life is weird.
Life is weird.
I think it just means you're thinking about too much.
I mean that's been my basic state.
I'm saying to dream like
my whole life. Yeah, I think so. Probably.
I think I'm gonna get into like visualization.
Yeah. What, like meditate and visualize?
No, like that's part of one of this like productivity book that I was just reading. Well, it's like before you go to bed, for the 15 minutes before you go to bed, you imagine like the next day happening in the best way that it could happen. Because you like already know the things that you have to do, right? But you don't envision the outcome of those things. You envision yourself doing those things in the best way. Like a way that's fulfilling and satisfying. And then it's supposed to like,
I feel like that's interesting for you because your day is always different, both of you. Like the beginning of my 10 hours are pretty much the same.
No,
it's like
they're the same. Every day to me is like I know what's going to happen every day, one way or the other.
Yeah, but you don't really know what curveball you're going to get on the phone or on the in a meeting. Like you do have live
I think
meetings
that's
all
true.
the time with different people.
I don't think that's true.
No?
I think it's true for me.
I mean, if you look at my fucking calendar, every week is exactly the same. I'm not lying.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly the same every single week.
It was a little bit more spicy.
Well, but I'm not saying it in a bad way. Like I've curated it in that way.
Yeah. Okay.
I got 50-50. I mean, there's a lot of shit that I know that I'm going to do in advance that's pretty the same, like Zoom calls and shit. But then there's a lot of stuff that comes up.
You know what I always wanted to do with Jen? Just go to the airport and pick a place and go. You ever do that before?
No. But that would be nice.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That's like a lotto thing for sure.
Yeah.
So with Vince and I were just talking about like 500 mil. What are you doing?
But we could all do that. We could really do that if we want to.
Sure.
You
just
do a lot of things if you really want to.
3-day.
No, he's saying right now.
Yeah, I'm saying like tomorrow you could wake up with your wife and be like, let's go to the airport. I got the kids covered. Let's go somewhere. I think that would be so cool.
What?
Do it.
Book the hotel on the plane. You don't even know where you're sleeping and shit.
Mark Rubenstein does that a lot.
He sounds rich.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not even that. It's like
no, it's not.
I think it's funny is like, you can like what am I trying to say? Like you can live rich without having to be like really, really wealthy with money. Like it's more of a mindset than it is.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously have to earn a certain amount of money to where you have some options and you're not confined to, so yeah, of course, money is definitely a factor. But I think people are like, it's a mindset. It's like it's a mindset, I think.
Well, the thing that guy, there's that show on Netflix. I forget the guy's name. It's an Indian guy.
Yeah.
And he's like
how to think rich or how to be rich.
Yeah, exactly. His whole thing is like you have to start with what rich life do I want?
Yeah.
And that's not what you think it is, Yep,
of course.
It's like here's in his world, and I was just listening to him. He was on something. the other week, some podcast I was listening to, and he was saying like, he's like, my thing is like, I don't need a lot of things. Like his whole thing is the owning of the home thing and how stupid it is.
I disagree with that.
Well, he's got a lot of reasons.
I know there's a lot of
it
people
is.
there's a lot of people that do.
But you know, his like, my rich life is I will expend any amount of dollars that I have to stay in high end hotels wherever I go. And he's like, that's my version of my rich life.
Right. That's what he likes that.
You know, or it's like, you know, sometimes what I was saying to Vince is that like the cost of, you know, getting a cup of coffee every day. I'm constantly like, this is so fucking stupid. You know, like this is $6.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's your rich life, is that you spend $6 on coffee every day.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it. You know?
Because if that coffee that you go and grab at the place and you say hi to fucking, you know, this one and that one, and you get in your car and like that brings you joy, like who cares? As long as it's not like, as long as it's not like making it so that you can't pay your rent, you know what I mean, or like, or whatever those things are.
It's a misleading like phrase, my rich life, you know, because it's like immediately you go to like excess, but it's the opposite of that actually, you know.
That guy Andrew Tate, who's largely a fucking maniac, but he said something that I thought was pretty interesting, and he was like, if you make $500,000 a year, which is a shit ton of money.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not a shit ton of money when you think about like what most people think like rich is. Like when people like, you know,
I'll take 500,000.
And what he was saying,
and I'll feel rich.
He was saying $500,000 a year outside of private aviation and like $1 million supercars. Like you can basically do whatever the fuck you want
100%.
for the rest of your life. Like, you know, and even less than that. If you you know what I mean? Like, you know, you don't have, I think it's too understanding like what you spend. You know what I mean? Like having a good understanding of how you spend, what you spend on.
Yeah.
Because if you just spend to make yourself feel better all the time, that's a problem.
Well, that's the point. That's that guy's point about the home thing, is like there's so many people look at, here's my mortgage, and that's not it. You know, like it's whatever your cost of living, where you live should only be 28% of the money that you take home. Once you get beyond
That'd
that,
be a
you're
dream.
fucking yourself from a saving standpoint.
100%.
You know? And that 28% is not the mortgage.
It's the whole
mortgage,
the whole nut.
the taxes, the utilities, the boiler breaks, all of these things, all of those things, you know?
Yep.
And if you start to exceed that 28%, you know, and he was giving the example of like, he lived in this beautiful loft in Manhattan and he was paying $3,000 a month, right? And if he were to buy it, the building next door, almost the same identical loft, at that time, it would go to $7,000 a month.
That's huge.
Is what he would have to pay with all the things in.
Right.
To have it, HOA fees, all that type of shit, whatever it is. And he said that like the opportunity of losing that $3,500, I could go turn that into more money in the stock market or whatever he was doing.
I mean,
sense.
I guess like that equation, like if you make a certain amount of money, let's just say you're earning plus over 100,000 a year, and you rent a place and you've been investing in the stock market since you're in your early 20s. I guess like that combination is a combination that could rival. You can make the argument that rivals the home ownership thing.
Or if you're in debt, you know, and it's like now you're even further in debt, and it's like the opportunity cost of that additional $3,000. I could get rid of this where I'm paying, you know, a couple $1,000 a month in interest.
Yeah, but wasn't half the point of owning a house is you started to realize that paying rent was almost just the same as your mortgage?
Well, yeah, and also
not anymore.
Maybe not anymore, but I'm saying back when I was
But the mortgage, but see, you're
house.
doing exactly what he's saying. You're just comparing the rent to the mortgage, not the renter who the fucking boiler breaks and he calls the fucking guy and says, fix this thing.
Things like that
and
can
that costs
happen.
$2,000. You know, there's an amount of that every year.
But you also just did something too that's kind of like outside of the playbook of like the financial move. Like you sold one house and then traded up and got a bigger payment. You know what I mean?
I mean, listen, I got 4 kids. I gotta have a fucking house for them.
I'm not.
That's a different.
But
I'm not saying it's not the right move for you. But
Right.
like, if you're looking at like the best financial move for long-term equity building, if you're comparing it to the stock market, the better move is to stay in the more affordable house.
Sure.
You know, continue to build the equity.
Well,
Yes.
because the equity is where the financial investment comes from.
Well,
Yes.
plus if you buy a house and sell it inside of 10 years, you've lost money. There's no way around it. You're losing money.
Depending when you bought the house, though.
9 out of 10 times.
timing.
All of the other things
I agree
that go
that
into
it's
it,
probably
closing fees, those amortized over the life of a fucking mortgage and all of that shit, you're losing
But
money.
not in this past 10 years.
Not in
This past 10 years has
happened?
been very different.
I mean, the house doubled.
Yes.
in a year.
Yeah.
Which
No, but I
which
think
does not happen.
I think what you're saying is generally true.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're just
generally
like
true.
generally accepted, types of things. Speaking about the airport, I don't know where we got away from that. Multiple
when were
podcasts.
we at the airport?
Someone said
when
going to the airport.
Yeah, going somewhere.
Going.
So, multiple podcasts I was listening to this past week. I forget which ones they were. One of them was Bill Simmons' one. He had that guy Chuck Klosterman on there, the author.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Fight Club?
Yeah,
Yep.
and then another one that I was
Polygon.
listening to, they were talking about all of the advancements in technology and like things like that. Going to the airport and going to the airlines. How has that experience not improved?
Well, not only has
In
it not
50 years. It's
not
the
only
same.
has it not improved,
gotten worse.
we're now doing everything.
Yeah.
Like now you're weighing your own bag, putting the ticket on it, and then sending it through while the other person just
You know
sits
why?
there with their
Because
thing.
I've thought about this a lot. Because the cost is massive. The
cost is massive of what?
Like it's not the same in other things, like other like tech and stuff like that. Like the profit margins that the airlines make. I don't think it's. And I could be wrong. I'm just speculating, but I think the cost to move a plane in the air and the infrastructure around it is absolutely fucking massive. So the fact that they're downsizing and doing things like putting the work on us, because I think they're constantly trying to find ways to economize so they could stay in business.
You don't think that's always been massive though, to get an airplane in the air?
I think that in past, I think that the costs weren't as prohibitive.
Though the cost had to have come down to like produce an airplane.
So every winter,
Fuel.
when they lose like a day because of snow, right? It used to always be top news, like LaGuardia is closed for the day. And it would almost be like the news was trying to tell you like, oh my God, this is such a bad thing. How is that not written into their budget?
I'm sure it is.
So what are we talking about?
Well,
what are
what-
we feeling bad for? They're going to get those planes off.
What they both came to the conclusion was that it actually has gotten better. Like there's been advancements, but all of those efficiencies they've turned into just getting more people on the plane to make
and
more money.
quicker. Yeah.
Every time I take the fucking 5 a.m. flight to Dominican Republic from JFK, and I go there, and I have to get there at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and there's no employees at the fucking the check the past few times I've gone, I've had to check a bag in because I brought samples with me. Usually I don't do that. I mean, if I don't have to check bags, I don't check bags.
Right.
But like these past few times I've had to do that, and like you have to wait like another 45 minutes until like they show up, and it's like, how is that even possible? If you know you have an international flight where people are going to be there at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, how do you not also have employees
You have
there?
rules that you want to imply.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how is that even a thing?
Well, it's
And everybody at the airport's so mean. I mean, maybe not every airport.
Nobody wants to be there.
But JFK, they're all so mean and unhappy.
well, I think it's like more people.
What's up, airport people?
The cost of a ticket used to be
Less?
almost unaffordable.
Right.
And now it's affordable. More people can use it. So like any sort of like technological advancement or efficiency has just been taken away by the fact that they have cheaper tickets and more people.
Right.
But it's the same miserable experience.
Yeah.
Like how has that not gotten
You
better?
don't like to fly?
I love it.
I could see him like, you're not asking me that question. You know I don't like to fly.
I love fucking going to the airport, the whole thing, you know?
It's not fun. It's not fun.
It's actually built into my like preference for being early. Like I love it.
Yeah.
I like being early. I like not being stressed about where I'm going to go. But then everywhere I go, once you walk into a gate, you got to contemplate the cigarette that you're not allowed to have
That's a
anymore.
whole
That's a
thing.
different
That's a
thing.
you thing.
It's a huge thing.
That's a you thing.
but it's a part of my life.
Yeah.
Why don't you just go to the vape at this point?
I don't like the vape.
People could do that shit inside. I feel
They
like.
can. And you know what? It makes me so angry. You
Because
can pretty much
because you
smoke
don't-
weed inside too.
Yeah, I do.
Thanks. And I can't go and smoke a cigarette.
You
It's
think you
frustrating.
think you get away with bringing edibles on a plane?
Yeah,
I
Internationally?
don't know what you could do.
you could do anything.
Yeah,
Well,
but what
I
if you're
mean,
going to a state
You
that's not
boof
legal?
it. You can't do anything.
I didn't smell any weed in Delaware. I didn't smell weed at all. And if you just walk around Lindenhurst, it's all over the place.
You think I could take weed, not like gummies, and or the weed cans to the Dominican Republic?
No.
Well, no, I wouldn't take it to another country.
International.
That's different.
That's different, right?
That's way different.
Fuck.
Just fly to Texas and drive over.
Here's an interesting
I think you're talking about Mexico.
Whatever. Shut up.
Here's an interesting thing along these lines that I thought about discussing or not, but I'm an open book. I was in North Carolina, right? Found myself alone one morning and fucking went to Pornhub.
Oh man!
Wow.
I knew, for some reason, I felt the energy on this one, and I knew it had to do with jerking off.
Just to see what was going on.
Isn't it crazy that that's like the number one place that people go to? I bet.
When they lose shit to nothing.
No, I'm
to
just
do?
saying Pornhub, as in
Meaning
porn,
that's the number one.
It's gotta
site?
be. It
definitely is.
It's always like the one that people talk about.
Okay, all
All right, so let me finish the story.
I can't wait to hear it. What are people doing? I know what they're doing.
So I get in, I fucking, it comes up, long ass letter on the first page with a video of, I guess, the founder of Pornhub, and it's obviously knew where I was, North Carolina, and said, the great state of North Carolina has required you to, every time you want to get past this page, you have to upload your license
Shut your
to get to
face
the
up.
next page.
No way.
Yeah.
It's kind of good though.
And I was like, I'm out.
Good for what? I'm out. I'm not sure.
You know,
I'm gonna go read a book.
What?
I'm gonna go read my productivity
I'll
book.
find something on TV before I do that.
I'll use my imagination real hard. Think back to my Spanish teacher from 10th grade.
License.
No, well, the reason why that's good is so that your kids aren't on it. That's a good thing.
Well, I mean, your kids should be restricted from those areas anyway.
Well, that's a great way to do it.
You're going to show your ID to go watch a quick 7-minute porn video?
No, but I mean, I could totally
do.
do with less of that in my life anyhow.
But yeah, I mean, anybody will say that naturally.
I like that. I feel like it's a sharp move.
Do you think it was just because you're based in New York?
Why'd you say it like that? Just because you're based in New York.
I think I wanted to say more and I stopped.
I don't know. It's the same thing with the gambling thing, though, too. Like you gotta go from state to state.
It knows right away.
And like sometimes I'll place a bet in New Jersey, but like then when I go into New York, I can't see if I won or not.
Yep.
You know?
That's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes, because you got to
They're
log
trying to
into
get
that.
their fucking taxes,
Well, the different states, they have different rules.
Yeah, it's interesting that you're looking at porn on vacation.
What?
Doesn't seem like the time. That seems like the time you could just skate right through.
Yeah, you might not need it. You might not need it.
No, I didn't need it, but I'm a
You
fucking
definitely
lunatic.
didn't need it. You never need it. You just wanted to see what
Well,
was
we just took this to shaky ground real quick. I just went.
Listen, this is what people want to know about.
This is what people want to know about Pornhub.
I tell everything. I tell
Will
all
porn
the
get
stories.
new? Like, will anything? Are they making money still?
Yeah, like the fucking POV VR shit.
It's old.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you mean like virtual reality?
goggles and shit.
Nobody
When
can
they
jerk
have
off
the
to it.
headset that comes
Yeah.
with the chair that comes with the suction piece, fucking, it's
Yeah,
going
but
down.
one, not a lot of people are buying that. Two,
lot of
nobody's
people are
jerking
buying
off to that anime shit. Like not anime, but like the virtual cartoon
No,
shit.
but like the
Nobody's
metaverse shit
jerking
where
off
you
to
put
that.
the headset on and you're in there.
It's like, watch for
I've-
see how long you could last. before
Somebody
you
came here
explode.
once to do a podcast. That guy Jesse from Generations Beyond. He brought like a early version, like the cardboard one, and
He made it himself.
no, that's what it was called.
I
It
made a
was-
virtual
I
reality.
think it was called like cardboard.
Wow.
And he's like, "Yeah, check this out." And he puts it on, and he select however he makes it work. And like I saw it, and it's like you're in there, and that was 5 years ago.
See, but I don't believe that. I feel like you're still watching a TV.
No, you-
I did the Oculus. It was weird.
Oculus porn?
No, not porn. Like
Yeah.
a video game. It was interesting, but I don't know. I don't think it'll work.
I mean, it's totally unrealistic for like us. I mean, like what you know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna like go hide in your bathroom with a
have a
headset
separate
on?
room.
You know what I mean?
Like 18-year-olds
Separate
doing it?
apartment.
like you
Instead of having the
Separate
mortgage.
apartment.
Instead of having the mortgage, you just got a fucking panic room. You know?
Yeah, it's the only place to do it.
Well, I mean, first you're gonna have to get buy-in from the old lady. You're gonna have to be like, all right, listen, this is what I'm doing. You know,
You'd ask permission?
you'd have to, because where else are you gonna?
You can't ask permission.
I don't know
Imagine
about
going and being
permission.
like, listen, like, you know, VR's really advanced itself. I think I need my own fucking space where I can be alone with my mask.
It says loser right away. Like,
Yeah,
if
what
you
I'm
ask for
saying
that.
is like you can get away. You could get away with a certain, you know, level of discreetness, like, you know, the phone or whatever. Like, you gotta do quick, whatever.
Sure.
But it's gonna be really difficult to hide the fact that you're wearing this fucking headset.
Yeah,
Nah, that's
I mean,
why.
you in your house, where are you gonna go?
I wouldn't do it. I'd be way too scared.
Well, you gotta like put it under the guise of like, oh,
Mommy,
I got the
Daddy's
kids.
in the bathroom with that weird thing on his
Nah,
head.
like I got this kid's the new video game Fortnite. They put the mask on, you know.
Oh, but then you worry about them seeing what you
Imagine.
tried to see.
No, you gotta share your jerk off mask with the mask your kids are playing the video games with.
No way. And people are doing
People
it.
are doing that
People
right
are
now.
Definitely doing it.
People are doing that right now.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want part of any of that. Yeah. No, crazy things are gonna happen. There's no question about it. No question about it.
So, congrats, North Carolina, on the fucking real serious censorship. I'm sure somebody out there.
Censorship. I guess technically it is, right?
I went and played a fucking rousing match of paddleball after that.
Paddleball?
No, I didn't. I'm kidding. I made that up.
What is paddleball? Anybody want to elaborate?
Are you talking about what is the game called that I can't stand?
It's a game that everybody's playing right now.
That's what I
Real
meant.
It's not paddleball.
That's what I meant.
Padel.
No.
It's the same thing.
It's not paddle.
No.
You've never heard of
What is it
padel?
called? Please
Paddle?
tell me.
I don't know.
You know what it's called.
No, I know, but I don't know right now.
Shit.
Pickleball.
Pickleball.
Same thing.
Same thing.
It's garbage.
It was paddleball at one time.
That's true. It was paddleball.
No, but I think like in
Even
like
that was a bad
I think
one.
in the hot spots they call it paddleball. They call it paddle.
Hot spots.
Yeah, like in
It's
like
definitely pickle.
Miami?
in like Miami and like
No,
New York City. I'm telling you.
Everybody's
no,
calling it
pickle
pickleball.
is the key word of the game.
Yeah.
They're not going backwards.
I was just about to say ask Andrew Schultz. Like, but like,
Let me go check.
I've seen
Hey,
him say
Schultze,
it. I've seen
is it
him-
paddle or pickle?
I've seen him say it.
Whatever.
Anyway, but what is it?
It's just the fucking old person tennis.
It's but what's is it? Small rackets? Is it a small court?
I think it's the ball
It's
is
the ball.
more like a wiffle ball.
Yeah.
Wiffle
Ball makes a
ball.
weird
So it slows
sound.
and it slows down. So it's not like,
So like
as
60,
aggressive.
70-year-olds could play.
So you can move slower and hit it. You don't
Yeah,
have to
plus
be-
it's doubles.
interesting.
Yes.
So you're like in, you know, like a tennis court has the back box and then the two front boxes. I think you only play in the front two.
In the front two boxes.
Front two boxes.
The guy that operated on my shoulder said that like that's been the best thing for the fucking
Yeah.
orthopedic fucking surgery community. He's like just tons of people coming here
Yeah.
all the time getting hurt from paddleball. It's great.
Because it's all old people.
Oh my God. That's funny.
It's all old people that play that shit.
I got a question for you. What happened at the end of Scarface?
Everybody dies.
Tony Montana dies, right?
Yeah,
You know there's a Scarface 2 coming out?
that's not cool.
I thought that happened already.
No, it's summer of 2025.
Wasn't there a spin-off of Scarface though? Like, wasn't there another version of that? Am I making that up in my
Miami
mind?
Vice? Could have been Miami Vice. Who? Tony Montana is being played by an 80-year-old Al Pacino, and he's back.
He's not dead.
Sniffing fucking fentanyl off of a bar, getting licked by like a 20-year-old in a sexy scene. I'm like, what is going on around here?
Bro, this
They
is
can't
like,
make new shit
Pacino
anymore.
needs to
They
pay.
can't make new shit.
Pacino needs to pay for that 28-year-old fucking girl who just had his kid.
What just happened?
I mean, Pacino had like just recently had a kid with
Didn't
like
De Niro just have a
Some
kid
Italian chick.
like a young girl. She's like in her 20s.
Too? That's so.
And he was I think he was married to her maybe.
Why is that not gross? Why do people not look down upon that?
No, I think that spread is crazy. He's like 80. And she,
I
Yeah.
think that spread's gonna become more normal.
well, Bill Belichick has a like a
Oh,
super
yeah.
young
Yeah,
girlfriend.
he has
He's
like a
always been
cheerleader girlfriend,
25,
right?
26, something like that.
He's always dipping.
Nobody really makes a big splash about it.
But I think that's gonna happen more and more. Like, what's his face?
Yeah,
talks
but
about
that's not
that.
gonna happen to normal people.
Scott Galloway talks about that all the time. No, I think it is happening to normal people because, like, young males are behind the times.
Pussies?
Like, women want,
Older guys.
No, like more, not necessarily older, but guys that have their shit together.
Interesting.
Like, if you could hold out as an older guy, get your shit together,
Yeah, you could
do
be
some
like
damage.
A star 60-year-old, like a solid 60-year-old.
That, if I'm reading the tea leaves, That's what I'm seeing.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm seeing.
Why? He's just
I'm not saying I'm doing anything. I'm just saying I'm happy.
You're just looking at the cause.
No, if I'm fucking, if I'm critically thinking about what's going on, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think it's great. You said you hit it on the head though, but they can't think of any new ideas. Rocky Balboa's getting back in the ring
Tomorrow I'm going to see fucking Alien Romulus.
Yeah, they gotta stop.
Isn't that on
4
Disney
o'clock.
Plus?
No. Oh. Just came out last week.
You know what was on Disney Plus? Smile.
What's that?
That creepy fucking horror flick.
Yeah.
Disney Plus used to be like a safe place for my kids to go.
Disney Plus.
Now it's fucking. It's a mess.
This is funny you doing this because I was in the gym this morning and I heard 2 guys, older guys, probably like in their mid to late 50s, early 60s, and they were just hemming and hawing over technology, bro. Everything's text, and I says send me an email, and they were just, and I was listening to them, and I'm like, these are just regular people.
You have to be able to see it in your kids. I know you give your kids screen time. I know you give your kids limits, which is great. You have to see the addiction that they go through. I don't care what, unless you're not around at all.
Yeah, but I think it's just different. Like I don't think the move is to demonize it because it's like, think about all the shit that we're addicted to.
Not saying demonize it, but it
there's a magic box
addictive
of
quality
paper tobacco on that desk that you're addicted to.
You know what I'll say? I think it's more addictive than almost anything you've ever had as a child.
I don't know about that.
100%.
What? Technology?
Social media?
Technology, social media.
Yeah, of course. It's the most addictive thing that was ever created.
The way they're
Ever?
flipping
Yeah, I
through it,
think
the
so,
way
for
they're
sure.
looking at it, I swear to God, you could see my children get stupider as they watch YouTube. And I watch YouTube too. I think it's great for putting things together and going.
All right, I don't disagree
Well,
with that.
that's what it is.
But I think the 2 guys that are in there fucking all I kept thinking about was these guys, right? I'm like, all right, both of you most likely are going to be alive for another 20 years, probably.
Sure.
Right? And I'm just thinking to myself, it's like, you really think that the energy to spend, being that you're going to have to be here for another 20 years, is complaining about fucking...
First of all, they're just talking about it.
No, but they were really fucking going in. And they was talking for like 20 minutes. And in my mind, I'm like, why not put some of this energy to figure some of it out so the next 20 years will be good.
It's about figuring it out.
Yeah, you're doing it. You did it already. You didn't even fucking realize it.
What do you mean?
Like, that's what I always say. Like, not having kids, I've said it multiple times on this podcast, is that, like, you can't run from that shit. You have to push
No.
them fucking into it.
Yeah, no, they're
And
going to use it.
Your
Definitely.
kid figuring out the algorithm of a Rubik's Cube by watching YouTube.
Yes.
That's what you should be doing.
Yes.
Not watching mindless
Watching
fucking
mindless shit.
half fucking Asian kids fucking opening presents and shit like that.
Yes.
Get that shit
Or
the fuck
people playing with dolls.
It's like, what are you looking at? Why don't you check this out? What are you interested in?
Right.
Like,
need
that's what you
some-
got to do, because the truth is that you can learn easier,
learn a lot of shit.
more so than ever. Maybe English
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, I would need
I
help.
think about that all the
would
time. I need some
with
help on
English.
that. I need like some recommendations on what to make my kids watch on YouTube. Because we have a thing with YouTube.
But it's
to where
not me.
They have to ask, right?
He's on the right point where it's, if they are interested in something, you have the ability to learn anything now,
Yeah.
and you learn it quicker.
You got to get interested and then go deeper. Or if it's like, I want to be a fucking TikTok creator,
That's
But it's like, hey, you know what would be great if you TikTok creators? How do you edit your own videos?
Right.
Like go
Right,
fucking go take a look at how the work that has to be done to get it.
on there.
Yeah.
I saw
and to
Gary
get
Vee
it work.
said it's like this little girl who's like a YouTube creator. I thought it was a really cool video. He was like, she's like, have a YouTube channel, but we haven't been able to get that much out because my mom doesn't have time to edit the videos right now. And Gary's like, how old are you? And she was like 8 or 9 or something.
Why don't you learn
And he
how
was
to
like,
do it?
yeah, that's it, man. Like, you got to learn. And it was so interesting because it was like, of course, if she's sharp enough to be doing what she's doing now,
Right.
to be talking to him,
And that's great.
of
because
course she can learn how to do it.
We've never had that, which is the great part about it. You know what I'm saying? But there is way more bad that's going through it and just
I think there's
making
everything.
people
You just
dead
have to figure
inside.
out. You just have to figure out how to use it.
Dude, I had to tell my kids multiple times on vacation at night, 9 o'clock, 10. We're letting them stay up super late. Watch a movie. Put on a movie that everybody could just watch together instead of, skibbity toilet fucking bullshit.
And the skibbity toilet.
That people
skibbity
they
toilet.
sound like retards.
Yeah.
They sound horrible. And my son actually made like a note, like, because he was talking like that in the beginning of the summer from school, whatever, all that stupid shit, Sigma. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to make a conscious effort to not talk like that. And he was able to do it. Soon as he went on vacations with his cousin, he's been a disaster the last 4 days. I don't even know. It's
but
almost
I mean,
like
that's
he
how,
can't
like,
speak.
think about, like, the
Regressed.
things that we used to say.
Yeah, went backwards big time.
But kids have their own language. It's always been that way.
I'm not saying that. I know that it sounds retarded. It's just like rad and radical, all that
all
stupid
of
shit
it.
that
Yeah,
we used to say
anything that
too.
we used to say.
Sure, but there has to be some sort of a median. There's got to be a median.
I think you as the parent have to be mindful. You got to have some sort of control.
So what I'm saying with that is, maybe again, because I have 4 and it's harder.
Sure.
It's very hard to stay on what
No, it's hard.
everybody is watching and doing
no
at
doubt.
the same time.
No
I think
doubt.
you have to
It's
make the connection between like the things that they seem like they're interested in and how you can then like use what they're doing productively to like
to do something else.
curiosity.
That's better.
You know?
Because I want him to play games too. I played games when I was a kid too, and I like that. You got to solve something. You got to get to the next level. I love that too.
Yeah.
But if you just drown out into that shit, it's really watching other reality people doing nothing. You know, the other one that watches people putting on makeup. The other, you know what I mean? Like that stupid shit. And the easy answer is, I want to be a YouTube star. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that easy. But you're right. Go through it and see what it takes to be a star. Like that, instead
or
of
whatever.
being
You know?
What do you like? If you want to make videos, what do you want to make videos
Right.
about? Yeah.
Right.
And then like I was reading something interesting the other day about how can you like make everything hard that you have to do, how can you make it play?
What do you mean?
Like, you know, the general
make it work.
Like the thing like how can you make it seem like it's a game?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
That's cool.
And like that's like the real key to like, you know, I'm gonna fucking like what would make this like a game? Oh, if I had some background music, you know?
Right.
I'm gonna play like the Lord of the Rings soundtrack while I do this fucking stupid, you know, building a list of email addresses or something like that. You know? And like I think that's like the next level of it. It's like fucking learn how to play, because if you can make all the things in the future that are hard that way, you're gonna end up all right. You know?
And you just get mad, or I just get mad when you see people using it as like a babysitting device.
Should I do a fucking kid show? Like, you know,
That'd be
like,
awesome if you did a kid show.
with no kids?
With no kids.
Like, listen, sit down. You fuck.
One kid. You should have one kid that you talk to every day.
Bring a kid in here. Make him sit on the fucking.
Bring a kid and call him kid. Don't
Listen,
call him
sit
a
down.
name. It's
I
not a name.
I want to tell you something. I'm gonna learn you.
You're going to learn something.
It'd be
gotta
interesting to have some kids on you.
I can't do it.
What, we're done?
You got to pee?
No, we're not.
What were you saying about kids? Do you want to take a break? Is that what you want?
No, I'm good.
Are you gonna bring some kids in here?
Don't bring kids
My
in
kids.
here. You want to bring your kids in here?
One at a time.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean? And just talk to them one-on-one?
No, just like have like have them on this, and maybe me not be here. You know what I mean? Like maybe like
I was going to do that for my final.
have my son Eli in here instead of me, have my son Jack in here instead of me, and have you guys talk to them and see what we get.
That's interesting.
That I think that would be cool.
I was going to do like a finale for my show, like so I could take a break and like not do it for a little bit. And I was going to have all 4 of my kids in here and do like a newlywed game type thing where they answer for each other. And then I was going to try and see how deep I could get before saying it's time to go home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's tough because there's a line that you
you
not
can't make
sure.
the kids look bad.
Yeah, you know, I don't want them to look bad, but you want them to also
Well, just
see a
some
little
funny
bit
stuff.
of see a little bit of a different perspective of something. Like when you have, listen, one of my kids can't even cut fucking food. Okay, like they don't have the confidence to like cut their food,
Yeah.
and it's like there's times where you got to start really growing up.
I push on that stuff, but not ever in like a like I get mad kind of way. But I push on all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't get mad either. I get like it's
I remember
almost,
one time
I almost laugh at it too much.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so
I see those like what one of them is a little bit better at like taking care of himself than the other.
yeah, but in the end, they all have to really take care of themselves.
Yeah, that's what our job is. Our
That's
job is
the
to teach
point.
them how to do that. But what's so funny about that is that like how good are we at taking care of ourselves?
I mean, I think we're okay. I mean, you
don't
can't cook eggs or anything. But
Yeah, I know.
you
Been
could
thinking a lot
you
about
could
that
only get
lately.
to dinner. You could. Do you grill?
No, I don't do anything.
Oh my god! When's the last time you cooked a burger?
never.
Holy shit.
I mean, a long, long time.
You don't think that that's crazy? Or
No, I mean, recently I've been thinking that, like, it would, you know. But at the end of the day, if I had to do any of those things, I would figure them out and I would do them.
Nah, you just buy. I think you would just buy.
No, I think eventually I'd reach it. If I was responsible for feeding myself 3 meals a day and like cooking it and like buying it and all that kind of stuff, I'd have to get savvy on some level.
I just can't believe that's not part of your day at all.
It's not.
In a week or in a month.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try taking that stuff away from me.
I don't think things like that.
But I never like asked for that. I never was like, you know what? Like,
no, you never said I'm never cooking.
I was
get
never.
that.
You know, it was just kind of how it all.
But aren't you just like
worked out.
hungry sometimes and you just want to make yourself something?
I don't think that I think like you hold on to a lot of things of the past. Like
Cooking?
Yeah, like you don't have to do that. If you don't want to, you don't have to do that.
But I think he kind of wants to.
No, I don't think so.
No, I definitely don't want to. I mean, sometimes I feel embarrassed because people like, you know, like are always like coming at me for that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I probably shouldn't.
I mean, I get enjoyment if I throw a party and I barbecue. You don't get enjoyment out of that?
Well, but that's your enjoyment, you know? Like,
why does it have to be old? Why is that an old?
No, because it's like because you say like you should know how to do these things.
I think you should definitely know.
That's
how to
like fucking, saying that your kid in 10th grade needs to learn calculus. No, he doesn't.
No, that's
a thing of the
that's
past.
Totally different.
It's not different.
It's the same thing.
We're talking about food.
No, it's the
and
same.
And we're talking
thing.
about calculus.
It's the same exact thing.
I'm not
the
gonna agree
things
with
that
you
they
on
taught us in school that you had to like memorize. That now you can go on your fucking hand computer and look up in half a second. Now you can we're not like the hunter gatherers of the past. At any given time, you could go wherever you want and nourish yourself.
Yeah, but then you're losing
way.
problem-solving skills.
I don't think so. You're using them elsewhere.
Bandwidth to solve other problems.
You lose your bandwidth.
No, I'm saying you
people
get
don't
more
know where
bandwidth.
they are because of Google Maps.
That these guys were arguing about that. They were saying like these people don't even know.
But that's a
south.
true statement. My daughter can't ride her bike to a friend's house because she doesn't know where she is.
Yeah, but that's like
nuts.
That is your fault.
It's my fault because I'm not taking it to the street. Your dad took you around the block with your bike?
No.
You figured it out.
No, but let them.
But
you
I'm saying
don't let
if
them
you're
go
upset
enough.
about
I would. They don't want to.
If you're upset about it, then you got to do that.
I'm
you know
not
what I mean?
upset
Like
about
if that's because I think like it's just like the scale
totally
of problems.
Upset about most things.
Well, that's what I was thinking about when these guys were talking. I was thinking about like you guys are putting so much value on problems that really aren't that necessary in the current, yes, like should you have a certain level of awareness to where like if all of a sudden the fucking grid goes out and we're in a bad situation, should you know directions?
Yeah.
Should you have, of course.
Yeah.
But you could make the argument, like people fucking say that I'm crazy because I have a fucking, guns because like if, you know what I mean? But what's the difference? You know what I mean? Like it's like, where do you place the majority of your value and your time and your energy? You only have so much of it. So like, do you spend all that energy on figuring out how to use a compass? Or
I think your parents taught you a lot more than you teach your kids. That's what I think. I don't know if I'm right. I have no idea. Listen, I didn't have heart-to-hearts with my parents either, but I think they taught me a lot. More than I'm teaching my kids.
I just think you learn by like the environment. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the environment is a box right now.
But it's not as much as like, okay, listen, kids, we're going to sit down and I'm going to tell you about life. I don't think that's really how people learn. I think people learn.
No, I think they learn by
being
doing
in
it,
the argument, being in the
making
environment.
a crab trap and shit like that.
But if you don't know how, I mean, like, how many people, there are way more people that don't know how to make a crab trap than do.
I was using it as an example of like building something. Yes, but you're right.
No, but not everybody knows how to build something.
I just think that
whatever your
everything's
traditions
going
are.
to change for forever.
Yeah.
And it's never going to go back to the way it was before.
I know that.
So
and you got to find your version.
My consistent thing is like, how can I know enough about this to understand it
and go
use it for the best
Yes.
version of whatever? And like I think that's all you could do.
But I don't think 80% of the people are doing that.
No, I think you're right. I think you're 100% right.
That's the issue.
I think you're 100% right. I think that creates advantages for the people that are.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
And then you act on those advantages and you just
Fucking hope so.
Fucking hope so, man.
Knock them dead.
What's what I was talking to Vince about? It's like some people like the AI thing. Like people will labor over writing a letter for like an hour. You know, when that time comes that you have to do that again. And it's like, I'm just telling this thing to do it, get it started, I'll make it my own and move on.
Yeah.
You know, like, how can you do that with like all
Use
the
the
versions
shortcuts
of that?
the right way.
I was thinking about like resumes the other day. I was thinking about how like that's like a thing to where like this, there will never ever be another need to do anything other than that.
I just did that.
Yeah.
I just did it
What,
for my
you don't
wife.
need a resume, or you get the AI to do the
Just
resume?
get the AI to make it
Right,
for you.
right.
Tell it what you want it to say, and it'll, and then give me 3 different versions. You know what I mean? Like it's
That was something that we always labored on anyway.
Yeah,
we
that's
didn't
what I'm
know if
saying.
we were right
That's
in
what
the
I'm
first
saying.
place.
But here's
might
what
as
you
well
do.
at
Like, you get people who say, like, I've done this one thing my whole life, but I want to do this new thing.
yeah.
So you go in and you say, here's what I've done. Here's the skill sets I have. Here's the accomplishments I have.
How can I apply that?
Now tell me how I can make it look like those skill sets are valuable to somebody who wants to be a computer programmer.
It's fucking cool as shit.
And then you give it to the fucking person who's the hiring, who has no idea that you did that. Like, I think there's a lot of that going on too.
Yes,
you know,
100%.
it's like, wow, you could fucking fool people more often.
Yeah,
I like
you definitely can. I wonder how it is to like write a paper.
I don't think
Like, it's got to be easier.
Yeah, it's got to be. But there's also all kinds of tools to, they know. Like, the AI knows that it's AI,
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm writing it with AI. The teacher's using AI to say this was written by AI. It's crazy.
You don't think they're just reading it like a regular teacher?
No.
Like
I don't
nobody's
think
reading
not
it
anymore. I think that ship has sailed. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Whatever,
Whatever. That's the answer at the end anyway. That's where we all get to.
'Cause you can't worry too much about you. Next thing you know, you're 2 guys in the gym that are fucking could be talking about
And I get
the
that.
cool movie or the cool book or, the cool experience they had or what a beautiful day it is, but they're worried about these kids and they can't fucking find their way around the block.
I know.
Fucking
In the long
cares?
run, you shouldn't fucking worry about anybody else but your own. But I mean, it just,
It's just scared. You're scared.
No,
That's-
I'm not scared.
But
I just-
everybody's scared, and the biggest scary thing is to say I'm scared.
It's not also bad to. That's a terrible sentence. It's not also bad. It's
the accents were on fire for that whole
it's
segment.
not the worst thing in the world to like something nostalgic like that, though.
No,
I
of
think you're
course
right.
not.
I think
of
you're
course
right.
not.
Getting together, seeing people, not being scared of people, not being, you know what
No,
I mean? Like,
100%. Those are all really positive things that I think people will be better for exchanging in that activity as often as possible.
I just don't think people communicate as much.
I just think you can't lean on the side of being afraid. We're all afraid. I think it's better to admit you're afraid and kind of figure out how to
Afraid's a
box it
strong
up.
word.
Huh?
Afraid's a strong word.
Obviously, you know what I'm saying?
What is that? Obviously,
It's
What
a
is it,
strong
like
word
you're handing
because
it to me on a platter.
Say like you're afraid of even to say I'm afraid. You don't want to be seen that
I'm afraid for everyone.
way. We're all afraid, of different things, I guess. But a lot of people are afraid of that thing. That things are changing. Like I can't relate to this, and because I can't relate to it,
It's just how fast it's going.
There must
It's
be
going
something
fast. So many things have happened in 20 years. It's so much.
It's like when people don't understand something, they freak the fuck out. Freak out. Automatically think it's coming to get them.
Do you know J.J. Jones was tall? Anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's afraid. Just say it. Say it.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid.
You're afraid.
I mean, I'm worried for my children, but I'm not afraid. But I feel like they're doing it to themselves, and that's what sucks. Because you can only say no or don't do that so many times until you're like, oh, geez. I mean, you're picking your own
You
battles.
can't.
Yeah.
Just like he said, what can you do? I mean, I think it's all right to be afraid, but I think the move is you got to keep moving forward because you have no choice. Being afraid holds you back, and you're the 2 guys in the gym complaining about the emails. Maybe not, though. Maybe who knows?
Maybe that's their form of getting things off their chest.
Maybe, yeah,
know?
maybe.
Maybe they went about their day and they were like just watching YouTube to learn the rest of the day.
Yeah, like they both were like not brave enough to be like, I'm fucking a ChatGPT all my fucking vegan
wear AI and jerk
vegan
off
recipes.
I got a mask at home that fucking sucks my wiener.
Nobody likes fleshlights anymore.
Oh my god.
I went to the fucking CVS. It wasn't a lot of Lubriderm. Stock market's down on it. What the fuck?
What's with all these so many choices of condoms?
Jesus Christ.
I'm not
No, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Megan,
Oh, that was good.
All right.
we need you back. We need you back, Megan.
Quickly becomes the lunchroom.
Get
Reel
back,
it in.
Get back from Switzerland fast.
I was just gonna say, if you were like I'm gonna say it anyway. If you were like 65, right? Like you're in your own, you're separated. You're on your own now, and you meet a girl, and she's got a favorite kind of condom. Wouldn't that be terrible? That'd be bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a bad sign.
That's a bad.
That's like a body count situation. You know?
That's a way to look at it, yeah.
Your face is great.
Well, I mean, it depends.
No, I finally connected it.
That would be bad. It'd be like, oh, you got the wrong ones. What do you mean? I got the wrong ones.
Well, I mean, or you look at it the other way. What am I about to get myself into? Probably something I've never seen before. You know? I'll move it to.
I feel like at 65, you throw caution to the wind. You don't use them.
Yeah. Definitely.
At 65, what are you worried about?
You think? How do you think Al Pacino's fucking girl got pregnant?
That's true.
You know,
That's true. I don't have a favorite.
sweetheart.
65.
Hoo-ah!
65. What's a condom?
If you're banging
you gotta
Al
cut this
Pacino,
out.
you know, or you're
cut
banging
name.
like an old school actor, like you gotta get him to do a voice from one of his old movies.
Oh, you
So,
would have to get him to do. I think he like automatically talks like that. That's what I think. Like, I think if you meet De Niro and you're like a hot chick, he's like, hey,
You think so?
Yeah. I don't think he's talking like a regular person.
I think they're not cool people at all.
I think Pacino's cooler than De Niro.
I don't know. I think those guys are probably insane.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I just started watching.
I mean, you saw like there was a De Niro I think they kind of covered it up a little bit, but like they had him outside of like a rally in the city, like fucking really fucking
Oh, yeah.
saying
Well,
crazy shit.
But that's because he's political.
yeah.
But still, you know,
I
They
just
all
started
are.
watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I haven't seen it. I know it's like a 5-year-old movie now.
it's a good movie.
The way fucking Tarantino builds a story,
It's amazing.
it really is.
Yeah.
It really is amazing. You have no idea what's going on for
Amazing.
the first 45 minutes of the movie.
He is absolutely one of the best.
It's unbelievable.
Absolutely
And
one
Margot
of the
Robbie's toes. Nobody talked about them being deformed.
You said this the other day. Yeah.
They're weird.
I didn't catch that.
Oof. Go check them out again. Pay $3.75 just to see those things again.
Interesting.
Weird.
Yeah, people don't do that anymore. I just started watching that that show on Apple TV, Bad Monkey, with Vince Vaughn. It's based off of a Carl Heisen book, who's like a pretty famous
It's new?
It's brand new. It just came out like a week ago.
I love Vince Vaughn.
And there's not a lot of good storytelling happening.
Oh,
out
really?
there. Yeah, well, it's a good show actually, and I think it's getting a lot of good reviews. And what's cool about it is like the guy who wrote the book, he wrote a bunch of different books, but he's a pretty like culty, well known.
Okay.
So like they created the show in that like there's a narrator who you meet in the beginning, and he stays throughout the show.
Okay.
And it's like the voice of the author,
Got it.
which is kind of cool.
I kind of like that.
But yeah, I'm just like,
I like a narrator.
how are we going to get 8 episodes out of
How
the
we
show?
Well, Jen finally agreed to watch The Bear. Like, she is strictly like a comedy girl. Like, she doesn't really want to get into that drama.
It's
drama.
amazing.
Sitting down, I can't fucking stream it
Why?
because I don't have Hulu.
Oh,
You can get it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, you got to pay $17.99. I'm so I got to do something. I don't want to buy a site just for one show.
You can get it on Amazon, and you can just buy the season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
but at that point, you got to buy 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
but if
buy 1 month
How much
of Hulu.
is a season?
Just get
$9.99.
fucking Hulu.
Yeah, but Hulu's like $14.99.
Dude,
Just
we have
do
so
it and
many
cancel
bills.
it. You just got to make a note.
Yeah, the problem with that is when I got Peacock for the football game last year, it took me like 9 times to cancel it. I'd be
No,
like, cancel, please, and then every month I got charged $5.99.
I talked about that maybe on here, I don't know where, or somebody, about the Peacock thing and how like I had it from the Super Bowl and then I canceled it, and then the fucking Olympics came back on, and I
then you got it again?
I had to get it again to watch the Olympics.
Wow, you're funny.
And
you
now-
wanted that gold station. That's
Now
why.
I gotta remember.
You wanted-
Now I gotta remember to cancel it.
I feel like it should be easier.
There's got to be like an AI robot out there to remind me to
just-
cancel my shit.
Fucking pay for all those things.
Yeah, I know you do.
But they're not like, I mean, I guess
The problem is I have Disney Plus and I have the other one, and if you get the bundle, Max, if you get the bundle with Hulu, it's a certain price. But I feel like now I got to cancel both and then start over with the bundle.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's the thing: Max, Hulu, Netflix, and Disney Plus. I'll pay for them forever. It's those other fringe ones I can't fucking.
I'll probably pay
Like
for
what?
Netflix forever.
fucking Peacock,
Yeah, I don't even know. What that is.
Paramount. You know,
But I just don't understand why The Bear isn't on demand on your TV. You just have like a couple commercials in it. I've never
Well,
seen that before.
well,
FX.
crazy thing is that like it's on demand on Hulu, and if you pay one price, you're still getting commercials.
You're still getting
And if
commercials.
you pay another price, you get no commercials.
I hate that.
I know, it's so frustrating.
Yeah,
I
mean,
can't deal with the commercials.
I started with
That's-
all of them on the free one, and then commercials. I'm like, no way, I'm not.
That's kind of why I don't want to end my Disney
I think that's
because I
so-
don't have commercials right now and I'm paying a lower price.
I
I
think If you think about what commercials are and how like they're just fucking feeding you shit that you don't fucking need, right?
Yeah.
To pay $17.99 a month to not have to fucking be subjected to that, I think that's amazing.
you just have to use
I think
it.
it's amazing. Well, yeah,
yeah,
of
and
course.
then while you're watching your $17.99 a month fucking show and you're flipping through your fucking Instagram,
not even
they're
looking
getting you
at it.
anyway.
yeah,
They're getting the ads.
I don't
in
do
you
that
anyway.
though. I don't do that though.
Oh, you finally put your phone down?
I put the phone down if I'm on the couch watching TV or if I'm upstairs in my room watching TV. I don't bring my phone in my bedroom.
We should do like a John Mulaney thing and fucking just do a podcast once a day for 5 days in a row and see how winded we get.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea. I'll do that. I'll do anything.
I started watching that show Louder Milk. You ever see that?
Yeah,
It's not bad.
it's pretty good.
Not bad.
Pretty good.
I've seen it.
I'm doing more of that. I
Shows?
realize that like
More
my
of
rich
what?
life involves more shows and more movies.
I wish I could watch
like
more
that.
shows.
I fucking signed up for the unlimited Regal pass because I was so fucking devastated.
You going to movies?
Yeah, once a week
Good for you.
by myself.
I love that. I used
Yep.
to go to movies by myself all the time.
Wednesday afternoons at like 4 or 5 o'clock. I booked out the whole month already.
Do you want to take my kids and
No.
I can live your life for a
Did you
little
hear me
like-
say
that's
by
not
myself?
his rich life.
Nice.
Did you hear me say by myself?
Oh, right.
Not with some fucking kid who's
I didn't say
sneezing
to
into
the
my.
movies. I said
Oh.
to like hang out and sleep over.
No, I'm kidding.
Just keep for a couple
Some
days.
kid sneezing in my popcorn. Fucking rat.
I used to go to the movies by myself, and then that's when you would like walk into another one just because you're there already, and the other one's starting.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
They get you with the unlimited pass though, because it was like, all right, $23.99 a month. That's good. I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
And then
that's
I went
the price of a movie.
but then I went to get the first one, and I wanted to see the Alien movie in IMAX. It was another $8.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Am I the guy in the gym right now?
Just because it was Alien, or just because of the version you were seeing?
The IMAX part. Like we were talking about the last time, all the different, you know, things. I think anything that's not standard.
I'm almost
There's an
embarrassed
upcharge.
to go to a real movie theater because I haven't been there in so long. I just go to fucking Seaford, that like $5 spot. I feel like if I went to a real movie theater and they
wouldn't know
asked
what
me
to
like,
do.
"What do you want to see?" I don't even know how to answer them.
We do it online before you go.
Picky spot.
Yeah.
We go to the movies a handful of times a year, and it's always cool.
I like movies. I love movies.
It's great.
I just think there's not often something in the movies that I want to go see.
No,
That's the only reason why we don't go to the movies more often is because there's not like.
Well, we got to go with your kids every time. It's a different world.
Yeah.
Well, no, I
There's
mean,
probably things that you would see if you didn't have fucking those two fucking
yeah.
leeches.
they are.
Kids, man, they're serious.
Yeah, because what I'm hoping is that like, so it was also like part of this productivity book that I was reading, and it was like, you know, things that you could place into your week that will like spark creativity,
I like that.
Okay.
you know, and that's like, and I was like, yeah, that was fucking it. Like anytime I was like, well, mostly I was just cutting school, but like if I would go to like Stony Brook and I'd be like, fuck it, I'm not going to this fucking class today. Let me go to the movies.
Right.
I felt like I was still kind of like exercising.
Felt like you were alive a little
Yeah, and you know, got to do that sometimes.
You do have to do that.
Movies and like shows make you feel great. Like when you're inspired, like when stuff like makes you feel inspired. It's amazing. It's the best feeling in the world.
It's also a little bit of like nostalgia.
Yes.
Because it's like, you know, how I say like the play thing all the time, how I like that. The fact that like you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You're not going to like not give these people the attention, you know?
Yep.
You said you like musicals though. That's
No,
different.
I said the opposite of that. I hate musicals. I
Well, I'll
like
tell you,
regular plays.
I put on PBS, and they sometimes they either do a concert or like a play. I saw her play, man. It was so funny and good. I don't know what it was, but it was about like 1940s like race. But it was. I love real plays.
Yeah, they're
like
great.
when people are really acting and doing their part. But I
haven't seen enough.
I wouldn't even know where to go see one, like a real one. I don't want fucking music in it. I don't want any goddamn musicals.
I mean, or if it's done musically, it's got to be real. You know.
Yeah, I can't with those things.
No, I don't like musicals either.
Nobody breaks out in song. I can't stand that. But I don't think. Aren't there also
I'm going to
plays?
sing the things that I'm thinking.
Aren't there also plays that do have an element of song in it?
Well, yeah, like Scored.
Yeah.
No, like the actors sing, but it's not necessarily a musical. No,
I don't think so. I mean, there's definitely
if they
like,
sing, it's got to be a musical.
yeah, I think so. There's musicals that have less songs than others.
All right, so this had less song because there was a song like the guy would like sit in a chair by himself and sing for a minute.
Yeah, that's a musical.
But it was mostly. I mean, I watched it for an hour. There was 2 songs,
Okay.
and it was mostly them acting.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really, really good. Wish I knew what the hell it was, but just kept on saying great performances by this.
But movies are like the same. They're the same thing. You know, I've kind of hit me. It's like I'm not going in there and fucking looking at my phone the whole time. I'm focused on that.
Yeah,
you know?
hell yeah.
It's good.
It's cool.
Need more of it.
Focus.
Yeah, so, another day, another dollar.
Hopefully.
Maybe 2.
You know?
Dollars?
Yes. If you play it right, if you learn on YouTube, you make $2.
Does anybody make comments on this fucking podcast? We should really look at that.
I mean, like on the audio and video
Yeah.
versions. Not really. No, I don't think anybody watches the YouTube version of it. We can maybe get like 20 a week.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, because people aren't sitting and watching.
No.
It's tough to do. It's
The shorts do pretty good on YouTube. We
Yeah.
get some comments there. They're mostly negative.
Awesome. Love that.
And
negative.
I think we still get, 200 to 300 people a week on the audio version.
I'm pissed I didn't bring these stickers because I saw stickers all over Delaware and I could have fucking slapped these bitches on. I looked at them and like all the stoplights and shit, and there was just surf stickers all over the place.
If you just Google who are these guys, do we come up?
I don't know.
I've done that.
You'd have to go podcast.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to say, who are these guys podcast? I think if you just say, who are these guys? Probably not. There's probably a bunch of other things.
Why don't you pay for us to be on the top?
That's stupid.
That's stupid.
I think it might be a little bit more than we could swing. Most likely.
If we feel rich.
You just gotta
That's my
feel
rich life.
My rich life is I'm number 1 on Google all the time.
All the time.
regardless of what you key in. That's funny.
All right. Let's see if Meg makes it back next week.
All right.
I don't know. She might not come back with those fucking videos and shit she's posting.
She's drinking Switzy ciders right now. I saw in her stories, like she had like a cider, like her boyfriend had like a beer, and she had like a cider, and the cider was like called Switzy.
Switzy
It was.
ciders.
It might not be exactly Switzy, but it was close.
That's great. Wonder what the hell they're doing there.
Switzy ciders.
Better
Not watching porn, probably.
No, nobody's trying to sign in over there. Nobody's trying. Who knows? Maybe it's, early nights. I don't want to go to sleep on vacation.
I will say this about vacation, though. It is a thing that works.
What?
Like, it's a totally...
Resets your tone?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yes.
Without a doubt. Like, and I've been thinking a lot about that. Like, I think...
I need one.
Like realizing when you fucking need it, or not even realizing it, just putting it into the
Just
year.
putting it in there.
You
yeah.
have to do that because it's like, the people that fucking fight through it and like, like there's something to be said about
What about the people who never take a vacation, never take a sick day off? Never. I think you're 100% right. Even if you don't realize that you need it.
Yeah, you need it.
Even if it's 4 days, just get away. Just get away. I opened up a book. I started reading on the beach. I haven't done that in a year.
What'd you read?
Stephen King.
Nice.
Always a backbone.
Do you ever fucking really like go deep into how much of a fucking raging drug addict Stephen King was?
He was fucking nuts. Yeah, I know everything about him.
He was on
absolutely
all
out of
kinds
control.
of shit when he wrote those big books.
Nuts. He hated one of my favorite books is the Tommyknockers, and he fucking hates it because he was burning alcoholic during that time and
Like,
taking pills and
I think
cocaine.
it was Cujo and It. He wrote It?
Yeah, he wrote it. That's
He
his
said
best
he
book.
was on fucking like LSD, all kinds of
Yeah,
shit.
he was starting. Cujo, he was in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was fucking nuts. Imagine what he was doing every day. Just drinking, partying, and writing.
I
That's
think
all he
most
was doing.
people who have the spark have all those demons, or some version, some set of those demons.
He didn't lose it though, which is great. And he
Yeah,
had
I mean, I
same
think,
wife
yeah,
stayed
we
with him
came back.
forever. Same
Yeah.
wife stayed with him. Put himself in a book because of how fucking crazy he got.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
I was listening to Rogan. I listened to so many podcasts driving there and back. I was listening to Rogan, had Peter Thiel on.
He's an interesting guy.
Interesting. And they were talking about the Jeffrey Epstein situation. And
Yeah.
they were talking about, so he knows, he was introduced to him. And he was saying that there was multiple ways you would get introduced to Epstein. He was a tax guy, right? So like he knew how to get around the tax code for the really rich people. And that's how he got the access that he got access to. And he went deep on the Bill Gates situation. Oh yeah. About how bad of a guy Bill Gates is. And his theory is that
This is Peter Thiel saying this.
this is Peter Thiel saying this, that Bill Gates is like divorced.
Yeah.
And he has that huge thing where he gives all the money away. Like he's a huge philanthropist. And he said it's all just a cover up that Jeffrey Epstein helped set up for him.
Really?
That like that's the way to save your image during a divorce and to like minimalize anything bad. Like, because you think about it, right? Like he's doing all that shit. He's giving it away. It's in her name, actually.
Okay.
And it was just so that she couldn't get half of what he had. Wow. And Jeffrey Epstein fucking set that up for him. Told him about making a nonprofit and putting the money in there. And like, what's she going to come out and say? You're a bad guy when you're giving away all this fucking money all the time?
Yeah.
So all of the bad shit, like beating her and shit like that, like gone because she couldn't do anything. And it was all Jeffrey Epstein's fucking doing.
Wow.
Crazy.
Amazing. Are they like officially divorced where they don't live next to each other, or do they play the game like they're still together?
I don't think they play that game.
Okay.
No, they got divorced recently.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know
So
that.
I mean, she's well into the multi-billionaire category when they got divorced. It was a nasty game.
He was a creep ever since he danced on stage. I mean, that was the end of him for me. When he fucking danced at one of those meetings? Yeah. You never saw that?
Yeah, I think so.
Total
It was
cracker.
all of them.
Cracker dance.
It was like Larry Page, all of those guys.
I just think that like
They're all creepy
The
to
amount,
me. Every one of them.
all those guys were like socially awkward nerds that figured out the keys to the universe and then got all the power in the fucking world. Yeah, that's gonna.
I couldn't imagine that.
But I can't. Yeah, I can't imagine that a lot of people have the
Wherewithal?
character to like go through something like that and remain a down to earth, like solid person. I got to imagine that that's very challenging.
Yeah.
Well, it's like everybody has, shit that they're fucking weird about.
Yes. Yeah, everybody's got shit.
Like, we know you got weird shit, Kurt. And,
Everybody's got weird shit. You just
so what
said
he
it.
was saying is like, he said there's more people out there other than, obviously, than this guy. Because it's like, when you get to that level and you have those things that you still want to do, but you're under this microscope, you can't just like go on fucking Tinder, or you can't just like go on Grindr.
No.
Yeah, no.
You need people who are like,
They stopped going to Epstein Island and they're at fucking Johnston's Island right now.
He's like,
100%.
you need people who can create these experiences for you.
How do you trust
arm's
anybody,
length
though?
transactions?
How at that point would you
Because they have
trust anybody?
businesses and they have like things that are just completely dedicated to that.
Well, he was saying like there's people just waiting around, for your weird to come out. And then there's people who will help you hide your weird and make you fucking still be able to do the things you did before. Wow. Fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
Secret society shit.
That's their rich life. Being fucking weird.
That's their rich life.
That's their rich
They already live the other rich life.
That's why I think that like coveting being rich and famous is not good, because it's cool to if you can make a lot of money by doing something that you're really good at and you love to do, and a lot of people tune in. But like just wanting that fame and richness, like that's just leads to
I
the
think
craziness.
most smart people want to just be rich.
No, I think what most people want is to
The
be
rich
free.
life, like what the guy, to be free. Yes,
Sure.
That's what you
Sure.
want.
that's what you want.
But there are definitely a lot of people who want to be famous.
But free, yeah, I guess.
A lot of people want to be famous.
But
no matter what
ultimately,
they tell you.
but also but not. You know, like they do.
Could be a little bit of a thing of the past.
But once they get it, they don't want it.
Once they get it, they don't want it. You're right. You're right.
I think like you got like so if you're doing anything like what we're doing, you have to want to build an audience. You have to want to be taken in. But I guess it's a matter of how you go about it.
I think there's a difference between being entertaining than being famous.
Well, I just think being known and being able to earn money, like just the word famous is like a crazy word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but like I think it's healthy if you do creative work and you do stuff like this. Like you want to take it seriously and you want to make it so that more people will come to see, and eventually it earns.
Right.
Well, I think you have to be. It's the connection. That's what you have to like want.
Yeah.
Not the outcome of money and things like that. Like, when we do the fucking football podcast and we get a bunch of views, I don't get gassed up of how many people saw it. It's like we connected with a bunch of people on something.
And most of those are positive, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And the comments,
especially people in my life, like that out of all of them, the comments are very positive, which doesn't always
one
happen.
of the most amazing things is the fact that we have people that are from all over the country that we don't really know that reach out. I mean, it's not a whole shitload of them, but there's a good few handfuls of people that, there's communication with and always like have levels of appreciation for what we're doing. It's amazing.
Yeah. But I always tie it back to like, it really is like freedom.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because it's like, if the situation presents itself where there's money coming out of just doing this, that's like the freest you could be, because I like doing this,
Yeah.
So it's like, all the other shit is just too much, I don't need to fucking go to a secret island to fucking get on Pornhub. I'm probably still gonna have to give him. I'm probably still gonna have to give him my ID.
I'd be the first one on the list. God damn it!
There's gonna be an app.
Why'd my name come
Is
out?
that a trick? You think?
Maybe you got hacked.
Is that my wife doing that? She's got like a pit private
Next thing you know,
investigator.
you're gonna get those like, your email has been seen in the dark web.
Wait a second. I'm not falling for this one.
No way. Turn your phone off. Turn it back on.
Fucking throw it in the toilet.
Erase all my cookies.
Babe, why is your phone in the shower? I don't know. Dropped it in there.
I heard they keep on working.